starts. Yes, you are. Good evening and welcome to Here's the Life with Zemrah and Ed. And we are so happy to be always here on this platform to give you some information that we hope will carry you through whatever you might be going through, or just to give you that knowledge that can help you to understand some things of the heart and of the mind and the soul, and just to keep things moving for you. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with you is that our Here's the Life 7th will be coming up October 21st. That's Saturday, October 21st. And boy, are we excited. You know, with the pandemic and everything going on, I mean, it's been absolutely crazy. But we were determined to do it this year. And wow, are we excited. Let's put that on your calendar. Sweetest Day, October 21st. Of course, on a Saturday, and it's going to be all good. Tickets go on sale July 15th, and we'll be up with Eventbrite, and we have some good stuff for you this year. I am so very, very excited to bring to you again our Here's the Life 7th. You do not want to miss this event. We have our general tickets will be $40 and our VIP will be $75. So you take your sweet one out for Sweetest Day and for show and dinner for our VIP. And again, it will be an evening to remember. Stay tuned for more information. We have joining us this evening is the lovely, of course, Pamela Wilkes, and we'll be back shortly. You are my baby, my darling, my love. You are music to my ears. You are the beat of my heart. You are my joy, my peace, my love. You are the place my life starts. Yes, you are my inspiration. You are my happy, you are my tears. You are the sugar in my coffee, chocolate in my cake. Yes, you are. Now make no mistake, baby, you are. You are. You are the place my life starts. Yes, you are. You are daybreak news. And baby, now that is the song for your weddings, for your anniversaries, for your birthdays, for anything that's sweet and good. You are. That's one of my favorite songs, I'm telling you. So The traffic was horrendous, huh?
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the passenger side, so Ed could tell you.
So you was flying?
No, we
No.
were creeping.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it started pouring down really hard.
This weather is, I think what's
Oh no,
happening, the
we need
weather,
the rain.
well, yeah, we need the rain, and I think they worked it out with the system that they have, like they do everything. They worked it out. They knew we needed rain, so it wasn't coming fast enough, I guess, from God. So they worked it out where they messed with the system so we could get some water. Huh?
Mess with the system.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I mean, they do things the way they want to do it, on all levels, and so they made it rain. So we have a special treat this evening, and we want to know. It's always a joy and always so much fun when we have Pam because she's such a happy lady. We are going to talk to her because life is so phenomenal. Things happen, but you work it out. And one of the things that Pam and I always talk about, and I tell people too, it's not the things that happen to you, but it's how you handle the things that happen to you. And a lot of people are not really and truly up on that. And that's very, very important. People freak out and they don't know whether they go on the coming, but you got to deal with things because that is life.
That's right.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about Pam, and when you look at defining what life looks like for you, and your dreams and your inspirations. And, we always say age ain't nothing but a number. And it really isn't. We don't pay age no mind because it really is. It's nothing but a number. Again, it's how you take care of yourself. We got our health segment coming up too in the next couple of weeks. And it's how I got some new herbs to share with you. But it's how you take care of yourself. But like we always say, it is also how you think. I mean, if you're thinking negative and you're crying the blues about what you don't have instead of being grateful about the things that you do have and how God has blessed you, because like I was saying, just be grateful, for there's someone else that's worse off than you.
Always.
You gotta be grateful. I love that song, and I think a lot of people miss that. So when you think of your life at this stage in your life, and we know some of the aspirations and the things that you have accomplished, but the things that you are working on and the things that you long to accomplish. We know one of the things that you do long for is someone to love you and that you can love back on a male scene because everybody loves you other than that. But you don't even worry about that because you're not what you call a worry wart anyway. But how would you define uh, what your heart's desire in this place and time right now?
Well, are you talking about me personally?
I'm
or
talking
in the-
about you. We're talking about Pamela Wilkes this evening.
Oh,
Really?
well.
Yes.
Well, that's different.
Well, that's a good subject.
It's a very good subject, and I thought that would be.
Well, I can't, I really can't say much about me without talking about my family, my upbringing, my parents.
But we've talked about that. We're talking about
but
you.
let me get it out because I mean, I am who I am because of how I was raised.
We know
Now
that.
it's I'm number 2 of 6. And we all came up in the same household, all from the same 2 parents, but we are different. And I own my difference. Not that my siblings don't. Um, I am the way that I am, and I think the way that I do because I was told at an early age that I was conceived out of love.
And we know that. We've talked about that.
That's important to know, though.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't do, or they don't understand, or they don't know, is how they were conceived. And so that's a factor for me. That helped build my confidence. That helped build my happiness, my joy.
Your overall character.
Right. So I mean, how could I not be happy most of the time? And I know life gets in the way. You know, Ed and I was talking on the way in. By the grace of God, I have one son, and I more than likely could have had more than that. My life would be totally different if had I made other decisions. But my parents allowed me to make my decisions and then become responsible for those decisions.
That's always good.
So I am the way that I am because of them. And it's not a blame, it's a gratitude.
Oh yes.
So that's basically how I feel about who I am. I take very little credit. I don't take much credit about how I look, because my parents were attractive people. They kept themselves up. My dad was a sharp dresser when he was young. My mother
was when he got older. Yeah, and your mom still is.
Right. So I mean, I just. And Ed and I was talking about that too. You watch people in your environment and you decide who would you rather be like or who or not. Right. You know. See, so and I had aunts and uncles. The reason I wear my nails long today and my hair long is because I had an Aunt Sweet. Her name was Leela, but she was called Aunt Sweet. And she was so beautiful, so, she was just so jazzy. And she always wore long red nails. Now, I wore long red nails for almost 25 years. I just started wearing gold nails, just different. But I got that from her. How I have my relationships with men, how I think about men is twofold. I had an Aunt Lovey. That was her name was Aunt Lovey, and how she handled her relationships. And she and I used to sit down and talk, and she would share with me how her relationships were and how me as a female should do and should not do. So I think that I am the way that I am because I listened, I paid attention. I made very few mistakes according to some other people. And if it was a mistake, I just made another decision. I didn't hold myself to it. If it didn't work out for me, okay, it didn't work out. Let's see what this one will do. And I just really wasn't a worrywart.
I think that's important too, because a lot of people, they wear themselves out mentally worrying about everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody else's business and worrying about their own business and everything else. Do you think that, we say age is nothing but a number, but do you find that sometimes, and I look at people sometime when people get older, they tend to get more trifling, more non-caring about themselves.
Is that a technical term? Trifling?
That's a real term. That's real. And I mean, sometimes I see people and it seems like because you're getting older, do you not understand that you still have to take care of yourself? That's what I love about your mom too.
Well, it may be that they've done all that they need to do. They don't want to put any effort into anything. Mom says often, she's never been 92 before. Wait till you become 92.
Yeah.
You see.
She's 92, but she don't, but with the way she takes care of herself.
Well, because that's what I'm saying about having certain things embedded in you. if certain things are a part of who you are, then that's just who you are. That's the same thing with money. You think that if you get a lot of money, you're going to share that money, you're going to do this, do that. No, no. If you did not help people when you didn't have money, you are not going to be sharing things with people when you get money. You think you are, but it doesn't work like
You're
that.
not going to change. It's just going to be more what you already are.
That's right. That's right.
And
And that's what age does. You just either become better or worse.
but but I wonder why.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know why.
Well, let me just interject a little bit something
Mm-hmm.
here. People don't realize that they are a product of what their own imaginations are. Just because they grew up and didn't have certain things doesn't mean they can't determine right now the kind of person they want to be. First of all, what you have to do is have an image of what that is. That's why young boys are where they are today, because they haven't seen what they want to be, or they haven't seen anything that they would like to copy. So they have no direction.
Well, now they do copy because they copy some of the
Well, they copy the wrong thing,
right. That's what I'm saying.
but they don't have a lot of choices these days. So therefore, they become whatever's popular, whatever looks good on YouTube,
Yeah,
whatever lifestyle, whatever looks good on TV. So, but
they allow that
they
to
don't-
define what they.
right, that's why our older people and our ancestors will always guide you to a spiritual direction. So therefore, if you didn't have all the material things that the world has or promises to you, you can always search your spirit, because your spirit will give you anything you need.
We know that.
And
Spirit knows.
And it knows and direct your path
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and give you what you should have. But most people are not brought up and put on the spiritual path.
That's
So
right.
therefore, they get what they call lost.
Loss.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So that's what. So the brothers and sisters that are out there in the world, they say, "Well, I didn't have a good parent. I didn't have a good home bringing. I didn't get. I wasn't brought up and taught what to do, or had a good example, or had somebody tell me they love me in their entire life."
Right.
But does that mean that has to define?
But they don't know that.
Well, that does define you.
It does define you.
But then
But you don't have to allow it to. I know some people
but
that.
you don't know that. You don't know that until, like you were saying, you come in contact with someone who you say, I want to be like that, or
Right.
I'm gonna try.
I'm definitely not gonna be like that.
Right. And see, you have to have that. And either you're gonna have it or you're not. That's why the jails are full today. I mean, you can make so many excuses for things. You're either gonna do it or you're not. So I mean, you have to decide for yourself, and you have to come to yourself. And you said it right when you talked about spirituality, because if you don't learn how to still yourself, when you're challenged with a problem, and you don't know where to go, you don't know who to turn to. You may not trust anybody, you may not know anybody. You have got to be able to call out to something. I'm not going to put a name on it. People say God, Yahweh, people say Buddha, people say Allah, whatever. Whatever that is, it must be stronger than you. So you still yourself. How do you still
And you got to be
yourself?
able to trust in that.
Well, yeah, but that's what you're doing. But you got to first of all call out to it. You've got to acknowledge that there is something
Greater.
And even if it is whatever created the universe, whatever created the sun, whatever, we were talking about the trees, the leaves on the trees today. Well, what created that? That every leaf on the tree is different. How amazing is that?
Yes.
Every snowflake is different. The sands on the beach you cannot count.
Mm-mm.
So it's things like that, and you've got to tap into that. And I can tell you this: if you were to just if you say stuff like, "I don't know what to do," I'm saying, if you say, "I don't know what to do, I just need help," do you know that something will come to you?
Oh, yes.
Do you know that?
I do.
Yeah. Because see, then you're surrendering, and there's joy in surrender, and you don't even realize it if you've never experienced that. But if you get to a point in your life where things are just not going right, and you do that, a person will come, a situation will occur,
The phone
a
will ring.
circumstance, something is going to happen.
A phone will ring.
Yes.
True.
Something is going to happen, and you're going to say, ding, that's it. And you move into that direction.
But
That's
you got to
what
be
call
open
into the
to
flow.
receive.
What I'm
always.
saying,
Well-
that when you say, I don't know what to do,
Well,
see, it comes in steps.
But hopefully, when you get when that request is answered,
Mhm.
you don't forget the process.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes.
Because once we
Now,
get
that happens.
all the time.
Mm.
Because once you get what you want, you're done. You
Yep.
forget how you got it,
Mhm.
and you move away from it
Lollygag and go and do your thing.
and start thinking about it's you.
Yeah.
Oh, I did this. Oh, I deserve this. Oh, I set this up. No, you didn't.
Mm.
And so you don't go back to that.
Yes.
If you go back to it confident and realize where you got it from, and say, well, let me go get some more.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're on what you call your path to your spiritual identity.
Yeah.
But
It's a mindset
And
on
everything is that.
everything.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing.
And that's why I'm asking.
And this is what I'm gonna say too, because this is you're asking about me. I work at being happy. See, for me, happiness is a personal decision.
It's true.
Yes.
True,
It's a
that.
personal
So
decision.
glad you said that.
And so
Personal.
you
It is.
know how it feels, but you gotta, again, you have to think about it. You can't just go haphazardly in life. You've got to take some time and sit down early in the morning. You do this in the morning. You cannot just jump up every single day. You've got to take time for your inner being to center itself. You have to do that, and you watch how things work out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make it a habit to be happy, oh man, I got this. Oh, I can't pay my rent. Oh, I can't stand this job. Oh, my husband get on my nerve. Oh, my wife, she talk too much. Oh, these kids get on my nerve. You got all that stuff going on.
And you saying all of that. Now let's
And
just
all of
penetrate.
And all of it is true.
But you making it more alive.
But what you have to do is what I'm trying to say is, because it is alive. It's reality. But what you have to do is you've got to center yourself and go someplace else. Where do you go? Inside. You go into the silence. And even if you don't say anything, you just silent, I guarantee you the answers will come.
They do.
All the time.
All the time.
That's
If you
right.
don't believe me, try it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I use a lot of that time. That's why I was talking about, as we get older, we have to be careful in how we think and how we approach things and how we take care of ourselves, because the world itself is so how can I put it? It's just
I don't
it's
worry
crazy.
about the world. I don't worry about
The
it.
world is spiritually dead.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. And I'm
but-
not saying you worry
but
about it.
what
You
I'm
don't have to
saying
worry
is-
about it, Pam.
But what
That's
I'm
not
saying, what I'm trying to say is, understand this. I don't, because I wasn't there in this body, don't know how horrible slavery was for Black people. I can only kind of imagine. You think that world wasn't bad? Where these people were brought from a land where they were free and they were able to do whatever they want. And then they were brought over in ships. They had no idea where they were going. And then when they were brought here, they were made to be treated like animals, which they never treated animals the way that they were treated because they value that. And then they would be put in a situation where when they didn't obey, the slave master would put a rope on your ankle, on your left ankle, on your right ankle, on your right arm, on your left, and pull you apart, and you would be standing watching that. Are you kidding me? What we're going through now is nothing compared to that. I mean, that's what you have. That's where you have to take your mind. And Ed, you was said it today when we were in the car. Because I asked him, I said, how do you stay so calm and so cool and so collected? You don't get excited. You know, I mean, he very rarely raises his voice.
Nothing.
You know,
and
my one of my brothers is like that too. All of it, Pixely. I've never seen him angry. He don't raise his voice. He don't get mad. He don't fuss. Never. No. You know. So I says,
you don't want to make people like that mad either.
Well, they're not going to let you make them mad. Right. See, that's the key. And that's what I was asking. Mm-hmm. How do you do that? How do you do that, Ed? How do you stay so calm and cool and collective? And what you said made so much sense.
And what did he say?
I'm going to try to adopt it. You heard me say try.
What did you say, baby?
I heard she said try. She'll tell you. Because sometimes when I say things, I forget what it is.
But this is what you said, and you're going to get it. Most of the time, when people get excited, get mad, get upset, it doesn't really mean anything to you. You let people get you upset. You say something. What do you care about what somebody say? He said, most of the times people are gossiping. What does that mean to you? So, and he said, I don't talk much. Now, y'all know I am a talker. He said he don't talk much, which he don't. But he's very brilliant. He's very smart, you know. And
he don't talk much.
No, I mean,
we call him a philosopher.
Well, that's what he does. But he don't talk idle. When he is speaking with substance.
I agree with that.
And that is so important.
I agree.
And so you look at people like that.
I think Earl is kind of like that too. I picked that up from Earl. Earl is like that too. He don't deal with a lot of foolishness. Yeah, you can tell he's very, very calm spirited and laid back. And men like that don't deal with a lot of foolishness. Yeah, I picked that up too. But I really do. I have to say that about Ed. He really
life is short.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's how we think. Living to be 130, you can't think like that.
That's still short. In the scheme of things.
Right, in the scheme of things, that's short. That's why I tell people I only got 30 or 40 more years to live. Mm. That's a long time for everybody else. Mm. To me, that's short.
Okay.
So therefore, I to relate back to the time when people lived 800, 900 years, I want to know what that's like. To see that much change in the world, see that many people being born and how things have changed. Yes. Then you get a chance to make some wise decisions because you've been here long enough.
Yeah.
80, 90 years ain't not long enough. You just figure everything out when you got to be 70.
Don't you know it's the truth?
I think the average person worries themselves to death.
Because they live in fear.
Right.
Yeah.
You cannot live good and live in fear.
That's right.
Somebody said, fear not. I said, why did he say that? Because he said fear doesn't do you any good.
That's right.
It's false evidence appearing real. Mm-hmm. It ain't real because you said so, because you acknowledged it. You gave it breath. Mm-hmm. You repeated it. You responded to it. You gave it life.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it didn't have no meaning at all.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. It will die in midair if it had come up against me, because I'm not going to repeat it. Mm-hmm. I'm not paying you no attention. You shouldn't do that. That's bad for you. For you, not for me.
Right.
Okay, so Ed, since you said that, and I do agree that you're very laid back and very calm spirited, where do you think you got that from?
Seeing so much death and destruction. When you see so much death and destruction, I've seen people kill people for no reason.
Mm-hmm. And you're talking about Vietnam?
Before Vietnam, the west side of Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Vietnam was a It was a release in certain ways until you saw the whole totality and scope of it.
Mhm.
And you see everything being burned. You see bodies and people getting their head blown off. You said that's why a lot of soldiers today come back from Afghanistan and commit suicide at the rate of 26 a day. Commit suicide because they figured out life ain't worth living. If
Yeah.
this is the way it got to go, I can leave now, which is
Mhm.
a choice, which is a freedom that you have.
I had someone tell me today that, wow, this is such a lonely world.
It is.
Yeah.
Compared to what you know in your spirit that it should be, because you've seen it in your past life. You've seen it in your future life that the world should be can get along like that. It can eliminate everything just by agreeing and treating each other like they should be treated, or treating like you would yourself.
Mhm.
This country was built on racism.
Mhm.
That's the cornerstone of this entire country
Right.
is racism. That one race thought they were better than all other races,
Mhm.
and that everybody else did not count. And now they're paying the price for it because 30% of them still think that way.
Yes.
And they want how to get them under control. Well, you raised them.
Mhm.
You taught them that this is where it should be. And they learned it well. And they still believe it. Don't blame them because they believe what you already showed them. That's what they do. So I don't blame them.
Right.
But that is what is on trial now. Not Trump.
Right.
He's not the one on trial. It's that attitude.
Mhm.
That spirit is on trial. And they're trying to maintain it and keep it and bring it back to where it used to be so that they can feel secure in a world that's changing.
That's right.
So therefore, that's what's really on trial. That's why it's so hard to get it nailed down. It ain't about Trump. He's just a body.
Mhm.
They're
One
trying.
person. But those
They
all the
want to.
people that
They want to bring back that spirit,
that's right. That's right.
and that spirit is dying, and they know it's dying.
Mhm.
So when you know
And
you're
they're
dying,
afraid.
right?
They're
Fear.
afraid.
Fear is a motivator.
Yeah.
That motivates most reaction in people's lives and their relationships.
Mhm.
Fear being uh, refused, fear being uh, rejected.
I think rejection is huge.
But they don't have enough
People
stuff.
feel a lot of
They
that.
don't have the security of themselves to know
That's it.
themselves to know. Don't worry about being rejected because you're already owned by somebody. You
Mhm.
don't work for them. You work for the spirit. You work for the universe. I
Mhm.
came here as a universal child. My, like Jesus said, they made my parents.
Mhm.
They just had me.
Mhm.
I got stuff to do.
And see, you know what? When you are clear, and this is the other thing that we talked about too. When you are clear with who you are, you won't allow the ways of the world to affect you in a way where you're not able to survive, or not even survive, to
To
thrive, or
function,
right.
yeah.
You see, you know, when you said the person said it's a lonely world, you know,
Yeah.
how could it be lonely with all these thousands of
Eight,
people on the planet?
8 billion
How could
people
it
on the
be
planet.
lonely with you being the you that you are? And in order for you to find, there's somebody said, if you want a friend, you be a friend. It's about you, and you have to stop thinking that
Blame somebody else.
being you is selfish. Thinking about you is selfish or is vanity or anything. No, if you are not comfortable with who you are,
Change.
I'm saying that you're not going to be comfortable with other people.
Oh no.
You see, so you have to be clear on who you are. I like me. Okay, so what do you like about you? You have to define that. You don't let somebody else define for you what you should like about you.
Or
Or
what
how
you, or
you
what
should
you,
look. I think that's another
Well, yeah, but
problem.
but but looking is just one thing, but how you feel, because it is your feeling and your thinking. When your feel, Johnny Coleman always said, the Reverend Dr. Johnny
Mhm.
Coleman, she says, when your feeling and your thinking faculties agree, that's when you see a demonstration. So you have to be clear on how you think and how you feel about what you think. And you need to monitor that. Well, I feel lonely. Okay. What is lonely? Define it for you. Don't define it for me, because I don't feel lonely. That's not in my vocabulary. That's not in my, that's not me. I'm not lonely.
Being alone.
Now,
That
you
ain't
could be
bad.
alone, but you got to like yourself to be
Right,
alone. I
right.
like me. I'm good. We can do some good stuff. Me, myself, and I. But that's because I'm comfortable with who I am. And when you're comfortable with who you are, you can be comfortable with other people too.
Right, you
Oh,
can't be
yes.
comfortable if you're not comfortable
Right.
with yourself.
That's right.
Because you come off of being insecure, and all of that, and it shows in your spirit, it shows in
Yes.
your voice, it shows in your. I can tell you about a person's personality by the way they walk.
That's right.
I can tell exactly what they think about themselves by the way they walk and their surroundings.
You better straighten up
But
the way
you got to be clear.
If you
I
have-
keep saying that you have to be clear on who you are.
See, but if you're a predator,
I had to dig that in. You better watch the way you walking, baby,
but
because
if
you
you're,
walking
if you're a
kind of
predator,
tight.
if you're a predator, everybody knows it. Trust me.
That's right.
There's a difference. If you're one of them predators, people know I can mess with a lot of people. I don't want to mess with him because I don't think he's gonna take it. that well.
And then people know when you. I mean, like you used to walk, or like you owned the world.
I do.
Yeah,
That's right.
Talk to him.
That's right.
Talk to
you
him, baby.
do.
That's right.
Because what world? Your world.
I came
Your
here and he
world.
told me
Please.
when he created me, he said, "The world is yours,
That's right.
and everything that's in it,
yeah.
you'll be a man." I said, "That's what I'm talking about."
Mm-hmm.
So it's all yours. So what you gonna do with it? I'm gonna create peace. Why? Because that's the only way you're gonna grow. Nobody grows in fear and war.
That's right.
And that's why you're so peaceful.
You got to be peaceful in order to create peace.
There you go.
How do you create peace? How would you say for someone to create peace?
Peace within yourself. Stop the battles. Stop the arguments that's going on inside of you. The conflict.
And how do you do that?
I know me. Well,
Talking to the mic. How do you do that?
I sit down and talk to the Creator every day. And he tells me every day, "You good."
Right. What you worrying for? What's your problem?
What's your problem?
Ed is like
don't
you
have no
said,
problem.
laid back. Ed don't worry about nothing.
Right. And
And
you
it's good.
shouldn't.
I mean, you shouldn't.
There's nothing to worry about.
Right.
And even when things happen to you, and because life is what it is, you have to understand that that's the time that you calibrate. You have to make a shift in how you think. That's why you have to be in tune with yourself. And if you're not, you're gonna always have challenges. If people that's every time you turn around,
They got an issue.
bitching about something, they bitching about this, they bitching about that.
Yeah. It's hard.
There is joy.
Yeah.
You make your own joy.
Yes.
I'm telling you, you can do it even in the worst surroundings. You can make your own joy, because then what will happen is you will find yourself out of that predicament and someplace else.
Right.
That predicament cannot live with that energy.
That's right. And
It
that's
will
why
leave-
you have to be happy.
you have to put it out. It'll leave you
That's right,
Mhm.
Ed.
because it can't stand that.
That's
Yeah.
right. So
I
if you have
agree.
people in your life who are not doing the things that you need, I always say, that's what I say about a guy. For me personally, I can't understand how a woman or even a guy have someone that they say that they love, and that person don't do what they need and want them to do. And you don't feel like you want to do what that person need and want you to do. I don't get that.
Automatic, not because it was a request, because you didn't automatically do it. I don't say you don't do it because I had to ask you.
Yeah.
But you did it because under what you felt was an obligation to that person, because you wanted to know that that's what you want them to do for you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
There you go.
So if I want it done to me, then I'll do it for
Do
you.
I do it to you? We should be just battling each other back and forth, trying to outdo each other, doing good.
There you go.
I'm doing good for you. You doing good for me. We feeling it for each other. I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. And if you're in a relationship, in my opinion, if you're in a relationship and you are not happy most of the time. See, I don't believe in struggling all the time.
Right.
I mean, struggle is good because it does build character. It helps, make you a better person, yes. But do not believe for 1 second that you should be struggling all the time. There's no
Not at
relationship
all.
should be struggling.
Some people
You shouldn't
think
be on a
struggle.
job that you hate going to that job every day, and you there for 10 years, 5 years, and you hate the job. You hate what you're doing. You hate the
You
people there
start to look like it.
every day. Every day.
And you look like
You hate your husband or you hate your wife. You can't stand every day. I can't get her.
Pam, I hope that ain't nobody standing. They hate their husband.
Yes,
Or
they
they
do.
hate their
Yes,
wife.
they do. People do. Are you kidding me right now? You've got people in relationships where they are not happy most of the time. I'm not talking some of the time because you got to work. And sometimes that working is good because after working, you have some good sex after all of that, and then that's fun too. But if you find yourself working hard all the time, you got to check that. Come on, let's be real. You got to check that. You shouldn't be angry or upset or fussing
evaluate
all
your
the time.
relationship in your life at least once a year.
Well, you know what I say about know what I say about that.
You should evaluate your relationship and yourself and your whole life every year.
Now, Ed heard that from some. Who
Every
said
year.
that?
I did.
No. Somebody said that before
No.
that, baby.
I said you should have a contract every 5 years. I do.
No, I said.
But
Right.
but
That's right.
see,
Our producers say, what would be in the contract, Pam?
See, that's for
Rules of engagement.
And see, look, the two of you should sit down. But see, you know what? People don't want to be honest. The two of you should sit down because after so many years,
Things change.
you make yes. Now, I'm not saying because I think it's wonderful to stay together because people grow. And you want to grow together.
I mean, certainly.
Just extend the contract.
Huh?
Just extend the contract.
Yes, you could extend the contract, but I'm telling you, I think that you should be. I don't think people.
Okay,
are honest.
our
really
producer said, what would be in the contract, Pam?
What would be in the contract is things like, am I feeling? See, you got to keep that feeling. Am I feeling you still feel about me the way I thought you felt about me in the beginning when we got together? Are you feeling different towards me? Am I feeling different towards you? Because it's about that.
Or have we grown?
Well, don't say we, because it's him and it's you. It's the man and it's the female. You've got to have some things that you say make you happy. She have to have things that make her happy. Now, I'm going to tell you this. In my opinion, you had better try to be with someone who you have more things in common than not.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, that's something that I don't think people do. So in your contract, if you like traveling and he don't, if you like going out to eat and he don't, if she likes spending money and you don't, you got to look at those things. See, what's important? If you want to have children and he don't, if you want to have a pet and he don't, it's things like that because things are important to people. That's so true. You have to say what is important to you, and you better be honest. Because if you're not honest, it's going to show up later.
Oh, yes.
Every time.
You see, so if you say, "Oh, I really don't like animals," but if you got one, I'll get along. 5 years later, you don't like that dog, and
you ready to set the dog on fire?
Yeah.
Ready to shoot the cat? Drag him out the house? No, you right on that, Pam. But I think you would discuss that before you get married.
But they don't.
I'm saying they don't, and that's why. And then I'm saying too, it's different. It's different in the age too, because like you said earlier, when you get a certain age, you better know something. Now 25. That's young. You got a long way to go. 18, you getting married. Now, sometimes that works for some people, But I'm saying that is really important. And this is what I say take away. It's so important, and I will never go away from this. It's so important to know who you are and what you want out of life. You, not someone else, not what you think people want for you. You have to be strong enough, courageous enough, bold enough for yourself to say, this is what I want, even if it's different from everybody around you.
I agree with that.
And if you can do that, you will find yourself a happier person.
Yes.
And then if you're doing things that people don't like, the hell with
Get
them.
rid of the people.
Because they're going to be doing what works for them.
Yeah, that's right.
You see, so I know I'm a handful,
Yes,
and I
you
own
are.
that, and
But you
it
own
takes
it,
a
like you
certain
said.
kind of fella to deal with somebody like me. And I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that I'm all that, but I am. But I'm saying that there's somebody who's out there that feel that he's all that too, and if we could work together, we're gonna be fine.
That's right.
That's right.
But I'm not gonna bring no fella up in my life that he can't deal with me because I wear a wig, or he don't like nobody to wear makeup, or he don't like me because I wear my nails long. I'm not gonna deal with him,
He said,
Pam,
Oh,
you got now. You get this is funny,
and I'm not gonna deal with somebody who don't like to travel and who don't like to have fun. You
and
know?
don't like to be happy. But you gotta say this guy that.
No, I'm not gonna say that because that's not nice. That's personal. That's personal.
she's trying to get.
I know when not
She's
to
trying
talk.
to get.
I know she just.
But this
you know,
was funny.
You know,
That
we gonna have to get her sometime because she gets you and then she gets
She always
me.
on me.
I know she
this
is.
was funny. That was funny.
No,
though.
no. But I mean,
But
I'm
it
just
wasn't
saying,
you.
no.
It was
because
your
you can-
honesty. Didn't you say you
Well,
have to be
it's
honest?
important to be honest. It truly is. And I'm gonna tell you,
And you were
that's a
very
virtue.
honest.
That's something that a lot of people don't
Don't name
have.
no. Go and tell her what it is.
No,
No,
don't
no,
you
she
do it.
said
Don't name no
no.
names. Though.
No,
No.
I
She
don't
said
even know
don't
the
do
name now.
it.
It's been so long ago. No.
Well, we hope we got to start winding down because we have a next show coming up in a minute. But when you're honest about what you're saying, I mean, those are that. I mean, you have to have certain criteria
Yeah,
too.
but you got to practice.
Like
being-
when you
you
say-
have to practice being honest.
Yeah.
Most guys I know are not honest. Most relationships that are in trouble today, they were not honest.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, they
That's
are,
right.
Because they're
Most
not
guys
honest
are
and with
have
themselves.
have a fear of being honest,
Women too.
of what they're gonna lose.
Women too,
what they're
they
not gonna
lie.
accept. They are afraid.
Well, that's what I'm saying
Women
about Pam.
too.
Pam was
Women
really,
lie.
but Pam, that was just in general. You would really help somebody.
They do. I'm not gonna put it all on men because men are who they are. And listen, y'all know my stand on that. The creator made man. This is if you believe it or not. And I'm gonna say this and we're gonna go. You can believe it or not, but and if you believe in the Bible, the creator made man first. That's what they say. And he made him however way he did, as fabulous, as wonderful as he did. We do not know how long man was on the planet before the creator said, it is not good for man to be alone. See, the next thing that was done, he created the female. And then he said that she was created to do what? Help him.
His help.
Which means he didn't change whatever it was that it was good for him not to be alone. He didn't adjust that. He created her to help him. That's what she is supposed to do. She ain't supposed to be trying to be equal to him. I heard some woman say, are we equal? No, you're not equal. He got his thing to do. You got your thing to do. Don't be trying to go in his lane. He ain't no need to be going in your lane. That's the problem.
That's what God said when he caught up with him again.
Yeah. Who told?
Where's that woman?
Yeah. No. He put that on the creator.
Yeah.
He never took responsibility. That's what I'm saying about the man.
Woman,
He's wonderful.
He
He said, the woman you gave me. Man has never taken responsibility for what he has done. He said, and then he said, the serpent He blamed the serpent, blamed the female, and then he blamed God. The woman you gave me, please. So, man is fabulous. He's wonderful, and we absolutely love him. But sisters, y'all better help him. You better try to get one that you want to help.
You could try one who's got enough nerve to be honest.
Well, everybody in your relationships, you all have to be. And then to me, when you love someone, you are going to be honest with them.
One day we're gonna talk about what love is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's
that's
talk
a
about that
good.
the next
What
time.
love
What
is. What is love?
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna definitely talk
we'll
about.
that.
What love is. Okay, here's the life with Zemrah and Ed, and then always the lovely Pamela Wilkes always adds such a wonderful flavor and joy and love. We just love her so much because you always come with some good stuff. You know that?
Thank you.
Substance.
She's a handful.
She's a handful.
Oh, I'm a handful.
She's a handful. But she's honest about it.
Yeah.
She's a handful, that's for sure. But she's a great sister, very, very gifted, very talented. A wonderful, wonderful writer. She wrote "You Are" from my CD, "Love Is Possible." "I See You," "My Mister," and that's a song that is a woman talking to her man, "My Mister." So tune in next week. We got some other good stuff for you coming up. Time flies when we're having fun.
And we are having fun.
We're having fun.
That's the way life is.
Life is fun.
That's the way life's supposed to be. Have fun. Enjoy yourself.
So on that note, check me out on YouTube. Go to Zemrah Songstress, Spotify, Amazon, and purchase "Love Is Possible." Again, here's the Life 7. It's coming October 21st. You don't want to miss it. We start advertising next month, so look out. Here comes Zemrah.
Here it comes.
Have a good evening.
And as always, so let me be myself again.
Inspiration. You are my happy. You are my tears. You are the sugar in my coffee.